All right,
just did.
Looks like we're recording now.
It's on.
Yep. Welcome everyone to the Rook community meeting for March 9th, 2021. We'll get this kicked off, starting with the milestone checkup. So 1.4, again, we're really not planning on any more releases there, patch releases for 1.4. For 1.5, we're planning on a release, let's see, later next week. I think that'll be about 3 weeks since the last one. But we're just starting to slow down there while we gear up for a ramp up for 1.6. Yeah, no blocking issues really that I can think of for 1.5. And I think after the next release next week, I was thinking that we'd go through the 1.5 board and really clean up the issues that we've been letting sit there in hopes that they'd be fixed for 1.5, and then probably just move them all to 1.6. Okay. As far as 1.6 goes, we are coming up on that in a few weeks with Ceph Pacific coming out by the end of the month, maybe even sooner. I'm not sure the latest proposal on that, but for Rook, my proposal is that we have feature freeze on March 30th, 3 weeks from today, and that would give us about a week to get ready for the release, create the blog around April 7th. Are there any thoughts around those dates and concerns?
I would say it really depends on when Pacific comes out. I feel like we have a few surface mirroring things we want to add to 1.6. So hopefully we will have enough time. Yeah, it's supposed to be out this month. So yeah,
exactly.
If it's late March, yeah.
You know, we may need to delay it. That's always possible with software, right? To delay release.
Yeah.
I just pinged Sage right now to see if he has an update. No update. Same time, mid-March. So
mid-March.
I think that's really hopeful, but I don't know. That was the last update I had from him.
Sounds good. Yeah, so we still have a couple weeks buffer maybe to do to not have to slip that. But let's plan on it for now, and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty.
Yeah, I was noticing, by the way, that typically it's around March 20th through 25th, around that time frame, based on the previous releases.
Right. It's funny, I did a quick search and I said, hey, what's the Pacific release date? And it showed like March 23rd of 2020. Like, no, wrong release. That was Octopus.
Oh, weird. I'd actually be curious if you could send me that search query so then I can look at where it brought you and if I could correct that.
Sure. Yeah, I think I just a quick Google search, Ceph Pacific release date.
Okay, thank you. I could deal with that.
Right. I was surprised though, it popped up in big font, like it's March 23rd, 2020. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. Wait, that was last year. Anyway. All right, we'll go on to the community topics section then. First off, just wanted to point out that for KubeCon, graduated projects get a lightning talk besides the normal intro and deep dive talk. So I have signed up for that one. So it's just a 10-minute lightning talk that's supposed to be on day one of the conference. Yep, that's just a quick note. And feel free to stop me if there's any questions. Moving on, GitHub Actions were officially increased. I think it was just right about the time of our last meeting. So not much else to report there other than, yep, we're working on getting more and more of our testing through the GitHub Actions. Excited about that. And another note on testing, the next item is big for the development team. So until now, we've had our CRDs and manifests copied into the test code for purposes of upgrade tests and yeah, just all the integration tests had that copied. And we've been talking for a while about how to avoid that and just load them from the examples folder. So we're testing the same thing that we're telling people to use. Well, yesterday I realized there's a simple way to do that. So we got the first step of that merged, where the CRDs are just picked up from the examples folder. And for the upgrade test, it actually pulls them from GitHub as the base release for what we're testing. And then we upgrade to master for the upgrade test. Yeah. So
yeah, I just hope
good.
that.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, I think it's also really good, but I just hope that at the same time, no one is running our test suite on an environment that has no internet access, because we are fetching the CRDs from an older branch from GitHub straight. So yeah,
that's right.
Hopefully
so maybe we need
cause any inconvenience.
Maybe we need an override that says load it from this base URL instead, or path or something. So that's a good
yeah
point.
Or yeah, we could have used Git, I guess, simply to fetch a file from a particular branch, but I think for now it's good enough.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll see who complains if they're running the tests.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sotura would probably be the best one to start with helping it.
Right.
Yeah, I know they're running the tests locally. And yep, a follow-up PR will be done for the remaining test manifests, because right now it's really just the CRDs that will do that.
Are you saying you want to do this for other artifacts?
Right. So like all the operator.yaml and even the storage classes, and common.yaml is the other one with all the RBAC. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Maybe not the.
It's tricky. I think it's
the
tricky.
CRs, right? At least the RBAC, but I'll do the RBAC first and then see if it probably doesn't make sense for the CRs because we customize them for the tests more. So
yep.
Okay. And you want to note about the auto generation of CRDs? Then?
Yeah. So I guess for a long time we have been almost manually writing CRD YAMLs, or all of our YAMLs essentially. And there is actually tools to do this based on the API types. So I guess this is really good because it will make sure that we have no typos into the YAML, so we don't necessarily need to lint the YAML, as well as being super compliant with the API specs, as well as the conventions. And it will all really enforce developers, contributors, to write proper API types, as well as having them being properly commented with good explanations and things like this. So it will really put the emphasis on the types, on the API. And this is what we should be doing. So yeah, looking forward to completing that work item, I guess. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this will save us the burden of manually writing YAMLs too. And it will also benefit from other projects consuming Rook, I suppose. So
right. Yeah, that'd be great. And do you think there's any, or is it looking good to have it done in the 1.6 timeframe? I hope, right?
Yeah.
I know you're still working through it, but yeah,
No, I think I should be able to have it for 1.6. CI is already running on it, and the only thing I need to take care of is the upgrade and change a few types that are not allowed, like interfaces types.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's see, next item. Let's see, GitHub has pinned issues now on the issues page. So do you want to just show that real quick from your screen, Seb?
Yeah.
What it looks like. Yeah, so I think, yes, that'd be just, maybe you want to discuss it since you noticed them first.
Well, yeah, actually, I think it has been around for for a while. It's just that we never actually used them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important so that we can highlight. So you see them here. We have pinned issues. We're up to 3 issues that can be pinned at the same time. And I think the goal is really to, once you land on the issues page, to see, okay, is there something you should be looking into, or it's just like almost directions. And I think the first one is really about, like, if you have a question, then use, oh, sorry, I think, yeah, I need to admit people. If you have issues, if you have questions, so sorry, then use the discussions that were actually recently introduced on GitHub. It's almost like an FAQ and or like a support messaging, where you ask a question and then somebody replies, and then you can select the best answer for that question. So it's good to actually have a question and get a quick response. So that was the first issue we pointed out. The second one is just this self-volume LVM batch problem, and the most recent one was the Helm. So yeah, I guess it's probably a good habit. Hopefully, it will bring more visibility to the issues and for end users, because I think every project has that issue. Is like how can we trim down the number of issues? How can we improve the doc? How can we improve processes so that we don't get issues that get opened and then get closed right away because they were actually just questions? What can we do to improve the overall experience so that we don't get issues that are not really issues, where the focus on issues should really be, okay, I think I have a bug, and this is the description of the bug, and this is how I can reproduce it. And the other aspect of the issues is I have a feature request. There is something not present, and I like to have it. So this is my proposal. So that's where we want to keep the issues for.
Yeah, and I think we'd like, so since we only get 3 issues to pin at a time, I think those should always be the 3 highest or most visible features or bugs that we want people to be aware of. So if we want to update those, or if there's suggestions, if we could just put it in Slack, probably the maintainers channel, to say, hey, I'm changing this. We've got this bigger issue, or maybe even the general channel to make other people aware of it too. Yeah. Any questions around pinned items? All right. I guess we'll move on. So the next topic, really I wanted to talk with Jared about, but he wasn't able to make it today or stay in the meeting. As far as pruning inactive members from our GitHub groups, we've got 68 members of the contributors list, for example, and 20 of them really are super inactive. So I'll follow up with Jared on cleaning that up. I just want his input there as kind of a steering committee thing. And next item, 1.16 for Go is out. I opened a PR that would allow us to build on it, but I think it's kind of soon to make that change officially, because it would require everybody to upgrade during development to 1.16. Unless there's any concern about just holding that off, we'll wait maybe a month or 2. I don't know, maybe till after 1.6 is out. Well, honestly, maybe we should do it before 1.6 so we can have consistent backports and things with 1.6 and what's in master after that. Maybe I'll just let it sit a couple of weeks. We'll see. Any other thoughts on that?
The main changes were on the modules, right?
Yeah, so there was a difference in generation of the Go module, which if we're doing backports and things frequently, it might be a pain if we're not already on 1.16 in master and our most recent place to backport. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, if it builds, it's already a good step forward, so that all of our extra dependencies can also build on 1.16, it seems.
Exactly. Okay. I'll think about that a bit longer, but probably in the next couple of weeks, we should go ahead and make that jump. Okay, if there's no other input on that. Mike, you want to mention the Pacific release video?
Yep. So no offense, Travis, but Jared asked from the previous meeting that an update on the Pacific release. So who better to explain it than Sage himself? So conveniently, I had an update that Sage gave live, and here's the recording. It is going on the Ceph YouTube channel. I'm just running behind on various things, but you can go ahead and get a preview of it right here. Should allow you to do a video playback now that it's rendered. So that's it.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, I think the video, there was a bunch of Q&A at the end, but yeah, the core content was about 20 minutes, as I recall. And another 20 minutes of Q&A after that. Definitely good to listen to. Alrighty, and that brings us to the end of the items that are in the agenda for today. Or Seb, are you trying to watch the video now?
We're gonna get a live watch right now with Seb doing commentary.
No, because no, I think you said the rendering was complete, right? It is completed now.
Yeah,
so you should be able to see it.
Okay. Yeah, after that loads, you should be able to do a playback like you normally would on YouTube, but it's just private.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Okay. It looks like it's up now.
Yep. It's a big video, so
takes a while to download. All right. Are there any other items that people wanted to bring up? Going once, going twice. All right, well, thanks everyone. We'll call it good for today and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, see ya.